Hi, love. Hello, and welcome to Co-Creative Healing Journey. My name is Greta. I'm a healer, and I post content here on the channel that is intended to serve your co-creative relationship with spirit, God, goddess, the divine, whatever you call the unconditionally loving energy that guides you. We are looking to heal, we are looking to expand, we are looking to deepen, we are looking to renew, and so on. That very special relationship, which I believe is the most important relationship in our lives, and the work posted here is intended to serve that, along with the individual readings that I provide and the healing work that I have developed. All of that is in the description box. Here and now we have an amazing reading for you. This is Spirit looking to bring in a different kind of focus, a different kind of intentionality. So wanting to work with you in a very guided way so that you can co-create greater abundance in your life. So we're going to get as specific as we can for a general reading, but really give you some focus points, some things that you can start working on, where you're going to see spirit answering you, you're going to see things happening in your life, and I hope that you will come back and tell me about it, because I would love to hear it. And so again, today we are looking at greater abundance. We have 3 options. Timestamps are in the description box, and I will see you for your reading in just a little bit. Hi, love. Hello, and welcome to those of you who chose the first option. We have here messages about the abundance the Spirit wants to co create with you. So let's run through the cards and I'll give you your messages. We have an overall energy of fresh approach. We've got King of Swords. We have Five of Swords. We've got Joy and Delight. Open your heart to joy. Tsunami wake up call. Unfinished symphony. Align your life. What is no longer in alignment with who you truly are. So Spirit is saying that there is an unprecedented opportunity at this time in your life for you to co-create some really truly beautiful abundance in your life. So this is talking about a different kind of abundance. It's abundance that's much more in alignment with your true nature, with your spiritual nature. So it would also be talking about getting spiritual needs met, which would be needs for example, love, connection, intangible things, even beauty, spiritual needs for purity, things that are pure, for an easy flow. It would be those kinds of things. And your spiritual nature is really crying out for it, but you're also in a time in your life where you, again, are very apt to bring it about, because on the one hand, with the King of Swords, you have a tremendous amount of knowledge that you've gained in your life as you were going about things. There's a form of science to bringing about these things. So it's not necessarily that you have a science over the spiritual needs. It's more saying that you have mastery over the knowledge that you need to bring in this new kind of abundance. And with the Five of Swords, you're also you've been through experiences and circumstances that you have had to walk away from because they really were not fulfilling. So for example, if you've been experiencing conflict, if you've been experiencing stress, if you've been experiencing literally situations where you felt like had to walk away from it, it just wasn't serving your highest good, and maybe you were not really sure why, is because it was detrimental to your spirit. It was detrimental to who you are as a spiritual being. And so that's why things went in that way. That's why you walked away, or that's why there was conflict. But Spirit is saying take that as a form of knowledge, as data about what doesn't work. So you have a lot of knowledge about how to do what does work, and you have a lot of knowledge about what doesn't work. And it's time for you to put the two together and to start getting yourself the kind of abundance that is really going to fulfill you. And I was thinking like, oh, I should say more about that abundance. And here we are. What kind of abundance? Joy and delight. The kind of abundance that's fills you with joy. Again, it's fulfilling, right? It fills you fully. And fulfillment is really what we experience when our spirit is happy, when our spirit is full, when our spirit is getting what it needs. And we live in a world that's very materialistic, also in the philosophical sense, in the sense that we think that matter determines reality. So we tend to think about our financial needs and our emotional needs and mental needs and things like that, but our spirit also has needs, and especially we as spiritual beings have needs, and we know that those needs are met with whatever we love, wherever there is truly love, you know. It would be, for example, if you open your wardrobe, there are some things that suit you. There are some things that are practical to have, like maybe you need some suits, maybe you need some dresses, some formal dresses, those kinds of things. And then there's what you love to wear. And also, not what you love to wear, like, sweats. I mean, necessary could be sweats, but it's also sometimes we love to wear sweats because it just kind of for example, it just allows us to go into slouch mode, or we're not active. So it's not that kind of love either. It's like a true love that lights you up. When you wear something and you feel the best version of yourself, it would be like that. And so take that and apply it to the furniture in your house, to the work that you do, the people that you're around, the way in which you lead your life. That's where spirit is trying to guide you to the kind of abundance that in general just you love to have in your life. And when you love to have things in your life, there's no pressure. It doesn't have to stay. You're not attached. You're just loving it. Wow, this is really beautiful. With tsunami, I'm definitely getting this message that there's been situations and circumstances in your life that have brought you a wake up call. There's just been things happening, and maybe you're aware that they've been a wake up call, but I'm getting this energy and this message of things cannot continue the way that they are. When we are lacking in spiritual fulfillment, our feminine energy is very low because it's our feminine energy that tells us how to get that fulfillment and has us naturally. Normally, it's natural for us to get spiritual fulfillment, but in this age and in how we live, especially how we've organized life, it's very easy to be lacking in spiritual fulfillment. And when we do, it's depleting, it's draining, it's depressing. Life loses its color, its vigor, its importance also. What should be important, what is of the heart. The heart is the center of value, what we love, what we value, what we're passionate about, what is important to us, and how we get our guidance. All of that falls away, and so things do get really dark and very bleak. And with this big wave, there's this sense of overwhelm. It's very easy to get overwhelmed when we lose our compass that shows us and tells us what is important to us in life. And so there's an energy talking about how in life recently you've been getting situations and circumstances intending for you to kind of wake up out of different, general reading. So out of denial, out of acceptance of being without the spiritual fulfillment, out of just ignorance that you need the spiritual fulfillment, and then out of the things that we were talking about, depression, listlessness, a sense of helplessness, confusion, all of those things. And also in general, there's a message that these situations, they don't just naturally get better, they actually can get worse. So I'm not, if you have something like depression, that is also a medical issue. So we're not speaking to that level. We're talking about here energy, and we're talking about an approach to life where you start seeking to bring that fulfillment, that joy and delight. You start to bring more of it into your life, and to consider that also a very important and crucial part of your abundance. With Unfinished Symphony, yay. Spirit is telling you where to look. There are some things that you started and you let them go. With the egg here, there was a tremendous amount of potential, but without that kind of understanding and awareness that it's important, it's very easy to let it go. Because when things are important, they get a lot of support from the universe. When it's things that bring us spiritual fulfillment, when it's things that are necessary for our soul to thrive in the world, there's a tremendous amount of spiritual support here. And so there's things in your life, projects, connections, even tastes, choices that you have left unfinished, that you haven't followed through on because you didn't realize the potential. It's like, why would I do this? Why would I put in all of this effort? Why would I even feel like it's important? I know I feel like it's important, but I don't understand why. Like the thoughts couldn't keep up. Then Spirit is saying it's important because it feeds and nourishes your spirit. And what feeds and nourishes your spirit, by the way, is sacred. It's important because it's sacred to you as a spirit. It's important because you care. And again, care, that's the heart. it's important because it brings you joy, and joy in and of itself is important. So there's a whole lesson the Spirit is saying about going back to things that you have left aside, that you have set aside, and to re-examine those things, re-evaluate them from a space of awareness of the importance of feeding and nurturing your spirit, or in a simpler way, reevaluate and re-examine those things that you've left behind from an awareness of how important joy and delight are, period. And then finally, we've got align your life. In the same way, there are things in your life that are actually quenching your joy and your delight. They are harmful, detrimental to the well-being of your spirit. So there are things that are going against your spirituality, and spirituality in the sense is, again, what we love, right? So it's not like what you hate, but it's what blocks your love, what blocks your joy, your delight, what blocks your connection to yourself and awareness of a greater dynamic in life, right? Where your spirit, where the love in you is saying, no, 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 no. But you do it to pay the bills. You do it to get along. You do it to get yourself somewhere else. You do it for a variety of reasons, right? Again, our thoughts can rationalize and justify a lot. And the Spirit just saying that there's a price to pay with this, and you're in a place in your life where at a deep level you're no longer willing to pay that price. And that's why those things are going to get more and more difficult. But again, with the King of Swords, there's a knowledge here of how to deal with that. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. Right here we have like an image that breaks. It doesn't have to be that you're going to lose. This is, win-lose energy. You don't need to lose by moving out of this. On the contrary, you have a tremendous amount of abundance to gain. It's simply about applying the knowledge that you have in order to deal with this in a very healthy approach, so that this fresh approach is about as much seeking out love as it is dealing in a very intelligent way with what is limiting love in your life. So love, that was your reading. And that's why I call you love, because you are love. So there you go for spirituality. So that was your reading. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that it served you. I really hope that you heard me. And if you want to share, please drop me a line in the comment section. I would love to hear it. And if you need more in-depth help, I do offer intuitive readings where we look at soul connection, we look at self-love, we look at love and relationships, and we look at life purpose. And I also have created a ton of healing processes that you can enact on your own to enact powerful healing in your life. It's all that there in the description box if it speaks to you. And then in general, I'm sending you lots of love, wishing you all the best. May you be blessed always and in always. And love, I will be seeing you around. Bye. Hi love, hello and welcome to those of you who chose the second option. We have got here a great reading for you guys. I did not see this one coming in terms of abundance coming to you, and that Spirit wants to co-create with you. But let's run through the cards and then I will give you your message. We have ideal course of action. We have Two of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, fellow travelers, support is all around you, autumnal equinox release, by the book, and we have the Age of Light. You've been training for this for a lifetime. So the abundance that's coming to you is essentially goal orientation. But the ideal course of action, it's you knowing what to aim for and how to go for it. So you're getting this kind of dual level input that's coming in, knowing what it is that you want, having a lot of clarity, and with this tall woman here being able to see it from a very high perspective, knowing where you want to go, what that looks like, what that tastes like, what that smells like, what that is to you, why you want to go there also. And then again, having a lot of clarity about the way, the road, the best way for you to get there, the ideal course of action, the ideal way to going about what it is that you want, which is reflecting a very profound wisdom that there's a unification between the journey and the destination. So that, when people say, oh, the destination doesn't matter, well, actually the journey tells you what destination, and the destination shapes and molds, determines the kind of journey you're going to be on. And this is you coming into the space where you clue in and you know how the two are connected. For example, if you have an outcome where you want to have a goal where you're going to be a leader and you're going to be respected and people are going to entrust you with a lot of things, then you have to have a journey where you have a lot of integrity, you have a lot of accountability, responsibility, those kinds of things. You can't have a journey where you're screwing over people left and right and then arrive in a space of leadership. You will have this position of leadership, but it's not the one you're going to want to have. And so there you have a lot of clarity with that, and that's reiterated here. The Page of Pentacles for me is a card of plans, projects. And then the Two of Pentacles is here talking about the transition, the movement into that. And if you see here, this Two of Pentacles, this is the after tarot. So this person has been in the flexibility, has been balancing out both. And now it's about moving. And it's about moving forward while balancing both. Just because you're proceeding doesn't mean you should proceed while forgetting what it is that you want. And in the same way, you shouldn't get so overcome with what you want that you can't proceed, that you can't move, or that you're moving in an inauthentic way because you're going to get what you want, right? It's a lot about like outcome independence, doing things for intrinsic reasons, intrinsic motivation. Again, I can see a lot of kind of like science and awareness of how to manifest, but it's not unpacked in that way. It's like you just get it one day. That's the abundance that Spirit wants to co-create with you, is for you to come to a place where not that you get it, you're going to get it, but the abundance is for you to work it. So the way in which you're going to work this gift of awareness that is going to come into you is going to be by moving forward in a way where you're balancing your goals and your approach, and also where you're planning in accordance with what it is that you want to have. And I'm just kind of blown away, actually. Again, did not expect this message. But with the Age of Light, you've been training for this for lifetimes. It makes sense. This is a gift that is coming to you from a soul level. This is a soul level gift. You've realized this in other lifetimes, the book, right? Lifetime after lifetime. You've been growing and developing this ability, and you are now receiving it, coming into it. We did just have an eclipse at the time when I'm recording this. This is a timeless reading, but energy isn't limited in time, right? We all come to it in different times. If you're watching this around the eclipse, you're coming into this energy at this time, and otherwise, whenever it suits you, it is the right time. But my point is that we had, when you have eclipses, there's a lot of South Node energy, and South Node is what we've mastered in past lifetimes. So there's definitely like this coming online. It's really beautiful, very, very profound, of wisdom that you've developed before. Now, with by the book, this is wisdom that you're going to have to develop again, meaning you've developed it as a soul, but in this life, you have to roll it out. So even if it just comes on, it doesn't mean that you're going to know exactly how to work it here and now today. With 11, master number 11 is a number of mastery of energy. It's an energy you have to master. It's a practice you have to master. And you see here, there's a whole chess, what is it called, deck, the surface on which you play chess. It's represented here in the sands, talking about, again, strategy and the notion of strategy. So there's also a bigger strategy at play at the level of your soul in you redeveloping this in this lifetime. You're going to redevelop it, but you're also going to take it to the next level. In a very specific way, for this lifetime, I mean, this is going to be knowledge about how to get what you want in life. Like, there's just no limitation. I was trying to place it, but there's no limitations, period. How do you get what you want? You set a goal, and you know how to approach it. And you know how to approach it in a way where the two are balanced, where your plans can come to pass. You can make plans and realize them in a very elevated way. I don't know how to say it differently. I don't know why I would, but it's amazing. It really is amazing. And by the book talks about sticking to the plan. So when you make a plan, you have to stick to it. You have to stick to it. It's like, it's very basic, but it basically is the magic. Oh, I get it. Yes, I see it. All right. It's that thing about, you know how highly successful people do things that other people won't, like getting up and putting in the work, putting in the time, and so on, making a plan and then sticking to it and seeing it through. However, the reason why other people don't follow through, and so on and so forth, it's because they are burdened. They have all of these different energies, and that's the message that's coming through. It's like, it's very simple. Make a plan, stick to it. It will happen. And Spirit is telling you that if you plan and you move towards this in this way, keeping in mind your goal, you will manifest it. You will create it. It's almost like paint by numbers. It's simplistic. It's follow the leader, follow the energy. It will come to pass. However, it's not that easy. It's simple, but it's not necessarily easy, because you have to overcome patterns and energies that would keep you from it. Laziness, for example, or fear of success, or fear of failure, or fear of missing out. I'm going to try this approach, but what if that approach was better? What if I could have gotten more over here? Emotional disturbances, mental disturbances, anxiety, doubt, second guessing yourself, lack of self trust, lack of self esteem, and so on and so forth, right? You can hear there's so many different ways in which we can be, yeah, we can be led astray. But again, this ability is coming in, so it's a matter of you mastering it. With fellow travel supporters all around you, I'm getting the message that you're going to get a tremendous amount of help. So this is spiritual help, spiritual support, absolutely always, guides, angels, ancestors, um, spirit guides, our spirit teams are always with us, always supporting us. But I'm also getting the message that you're going to get a lot of earthly support also. I'm seeing people who are coming in to help you and to support you with this. So for some of you, you have to take it as resonates. For some of you, you have a dream and goal, and you're going to find people who share in your dream, who support your dream, and maybe even take it on that your dream becomes their dream, or you guys share a dream. I'm really seeing, for some of you, supporters coming out to help you carry this along. So that's more specific. In a general sense, it is talking about how when you're in alignment and you're aiming for something, the whole universe wants it with you because it is aligned. And so there is going to be a general wave of support coming for you, where people don't even know they're supporting you. Sometimes even someone opposing you could be supporting because they're helping you strengthen your resolve, or getting a no could be helpful because you'll get a yes somewhere else. It's like that. It's like, really, with this rainbow, you're not going to be able to lose. You're going to get so much support from people, but also from the universe, right? Even people not intending to. I remember watching this interview with a CEO, and they asked her how she became a CEO, and she was basically a stay-at-home mom, and she asked her husband for $10 or $20, and he asked her why, and she felt so belittled, or so infantilized, rather. So she felt so infantilized that she was like, no, I gotta get my own money. And then she started, and it just led to her being a CEO, building a huge company. And so it's that kind of energy. In that sense, in the sense that this card is speaking to, her husband asking her that, which is, from his perspective, he asked her what for, right? It's not necessarily nefarious, but he was supporting her into becoming all that she could be. And she may not have taken it in the moment, she wasn't supposed to, but in the grand scheme of things, it comes out as support. And that's the energy. In the grand scheme of things, there's going to be so much support for you, and for you really moving into this way of functioning. Because ultimately, I feel like, I don't see it, but yeah, here, okay, yeah, matriarch, you're going to pass this on. If you have kids, you're going to teach it to your kids, you're going to teach it to your descendants, who are going to teach it to their descendants, and so on. It's going to be passed on, but it is also something you're bringing back to humanity almost. And you're helping us realize, because again, there's this message that it's, released. There's just so much stuff that stands in the way, and you're going to meet it. You're going to meet what stands in the way of you going for what it is that you want to create, and just doing it and just sticking to it, and until it's done, until it manifests, until it happens. And it's gonna be very surprising, because these two all also go together, in the sense that when you get this clarity, part of the clarity, part of knowing how to go about it, is knowing what to avoid, knowing what to release, knowing what can't coexist. If I want to make this project happen, then I can't sit around all day and watch TV. So then you know that the TV habit has to fall away. It's like that. If I want to lose this weight, I know I can't be eating chocolate cake every day. So that daily slice of chocolate cake falls away. You release it. And there's also talking about when leaves drop, it just happens. The tree knows. And actually, I've heard that scientists don't specifically know why. Like, we know that the tree knows its time, and there are theories, but we can't, like, dissect, right? See organs. How does the tree know? But the tree just knows. And it's the same way. You're not necessarily going to know how you know to let this go, or necessarily know how you're able to let this go, but you will be able to let this go. It's part and parcel. It goes together with you knowing how to move forward. Knowing what you want. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Yeah, it's gonna shake things up somehow, but it's for a good reason, right? I got really passionate and excited. Knowing what you want, knowing how to go about it, and knowing how to go about it, including knowing what to let go of. Beautiful. And it's just time, and you will be able to do it. So, love, that was your reading. That was so exciting. Thank you so much for stopping by. If this spoke to you, like, something specific, please drop me a comment. I would love to hear it. Otherwise, if you would need more in-depth work, I do offer intuitive readings where we work on your soul connection, on self-love, love and relationships, life purpose. And I also have created a ton of healing processes, energy clearings, what I call self-healings, and they're all written out processes that you can use to really shift your energy in big ways. And it is all in the description box if it speaks to you. So that being said, thank you for watching. Lots of love. Wishing you all the best with this. All the best. May you be blessed always and in all ways. And so it is. Bye. Hi, love. Hello and welcome to those of you who chose the third option. Let's run through the cards and I will give you your message. We've got overall energy of expansion with the King of Cups, Seven of Wands. We have uncovered treasure. Beneath the surface lies great bounty. We have dawn, new beginnings, regeneration upside down, and boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? So the abundance that Spirit wants to co-create with you is an elevation. It is an upliftment of you, your life, your situation, your circumstances. It's about taking things to the next level, whatever that is for you individually. Wherever you are, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, socially, politically, financially, and especially wherever you're feeling pressure, I do feel it's like a multi-dimensional, multi-level shift and elevation. Their Spirit is going to bring healing and evolution and ascension, upliftment, taking you to the next level. And it's very interesting that I was saying politically and so on and so forth, because I meant politically in the sense of you might be part of a population group that is disenfranchised, you might be experiencing discrimination, poverty, those types of things, right? Situations that limit your political or your sense of power in society, and even your sense of initiative in your life. And then there's social things. So all of these things, right? Wherever you're experiencing this sense of power, of limitation, and the sense of it's like a heaviness, it's a burden. It's also just old energy, and it feels like being constricted, like being stuck. Yeah, expansion, constriction, restriction. Wherever you're feeling that, Spirit wants to co-create an abundance with you where there's liberation from that, upliftment and elevation of you and your life experience. However, before you get to that, there's a phase. And that phase in and of itself is abundance. It's an abundant thing to have. So there's a phase of preparation. Expansion talks about preparing for a shift, preparing for the next event in life. And it's very important to have those moments of preparation so that we're not thrust into the next phase without awareness, without like the foundation here that the King of Cups has. And so Spirit is giving you the abundance of preparation time. Wow. And a preparation process, because wherever you're going, you're going to have to get into it. Now, this is not Five of Wands. Five of Wands is power struggles, conflict, fighting over difference. This is Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is a card for me that is linked to integrity. So this is where we take our power, our initiative, and then getting into it. So this is you getting into the fray. This is you mixing it up with other people, with situations, with circumstances, with energies at bay in your life, or like at work in your life. You're going to be able to mix it up. You're going to get in there, and you're going to do it in a way where you're coming from a very high position. In the original Rider-Waite-Smith tarot, this person is standing on top of the hill looking down. So you're going to come down from that high position and get involved with this King of Cups, which is also why I was thinking about a lot of this conflict and that we have in society over political issues and social issues and all these things that are very important. I think they're very important. I have studied business and politics, so I might be biased, and I am a Black woman, but it is about kind of evolving society, moving things forward, but also creating a lot of freedom for ourselves as individuals, and how that freedom inherently is going to move things forward. And the King of Cups is this energy of having a high level of wisdom, but also maturity, and the ability to be in all of that noise and all of those issues without it overcoming you and without it burdening you. So, for example, I'm a heterosexual woman, so I didn't include sexual orientation, but it could be that. You know, I watched this clip by, I forgot his name, Baldwin. He's an African American writer who was also a homosexual man, and he's having a debate, on TV. It's like in the 60s, and they're asking him, he's debating an old white academic who just doesn't believe that there's anything to that race is an issue in America in the 60s, right? I mean, but very reminiscent of the conversations we're having today, actually, but in some places. But the point is, they're having that conversation, and James Baldwin is trying to explain to him, and at one point he just goes, I'm a writer, and basically his life purpose is to write, and he wants to write, and he goes, but it would be like I would be sitting down at my typewriter trying to get myself to write, but I'm worried about what's going on in my back. I'm worried about who's going to come in, what's going to come in. Am I going to be shot? Is my loved one going to be shot? Is, the danger and everything that surrounds him. And it's so much noise, and it's so much pressure that it's hard to do the things that he knows that he needs to do because of that pressure. And that's the King of Cups. It's the ability to stay balanced and to stay also ourselves within all of those dynamics. The water is choppy. There's uproar and outrage, and all of these fluxes, ups and downs of life, but also in this context of like society and how things are unfolding, and again that pressure on you. But to stay yourself, to stay calm, to stay centered within that, so that you then can take it on. It's not to stay calm and then just not do anything. It's to stay calm and then really, really get in there. And when you get in there, you're going to find two things. First, on the one hand, you're going to find uncovering treasure. You're going to find a lot of value, a lot of things to be valued, people to be valued, connections, a lot of things you just didn't see before. It's like you were too upset. You were too under too much pressure to be able to really see it, to be able to take it in, to be able to receive it also. But you're going to find so much already present in you and in your life to value. And I love that I said in you, because it is also about you, like you're not as angry as you think you are. You're not as weak as you think you are. You're not as distraught as you think you are. You're not as helpless as you think you are, and so on and so forth, right? You're not as negative as you think you are. You're gonna get rid of all this weight through this preparation time and find so much about you, so much about life, so much in general to value. And from there, go off into a new direction. What are you going to do with it? Where are you going to go with the new? You get to choose, you get to decide, because in this card you don't see what's around the bend, and that's the point. It's Spirit saying that this time is also incredibly creative. It's not just a matter of preparing you, and again, it's not passive. As you're preparing yourself, as you're building this kind of strength in you, you're also going to build in strength. You're also going to build what you're going to get on the other side. This time is also a process that is creating a version of you that is then going to determine what is going to be on the other side, because it has to be stuff that you can thrive in. It has to be stuff that you can handle. It's going to have to be stuff that's not going to bowl you under, because Spirit isn't going to prepare you and build you up and then put you into situations and circumstances that are going to undo what you've developed for yourself. And there are limitations to those things, for sure. And that doesn't make us weak. There are things that we can't handle right now in life, right? And also things that we shouldn't handle. That's why we have things like human rights and so on and so forth, right? So it's like that kind of energy. There's going to be a new beginning based on what you already have, a real coming into yourself, coming into strength, and again, valuing so much of what you already have. And on the other hand, regeneration, when you look at this card in the deck upside down, it basically says, let it die, let it go, don't start it again, just, it's over. So don't let it regenerate, don't let it come back to life, let it go, period. And that's the energy. Some things you're going to find have absolutely not just no value, they're actually harmful, they're actually detrimental. You actually have to actively let them die, actively let them go. Otherwise they're going to regenerate on their own. It would be like, the image I'm seeing is, if you're trying to close the door on someone and they just put their foot in the door, if you let that foot stay, then they're going to push a little bit, and then you're talking to them, you spend time by the door and you become less vigilant, and then you open the door and all of a sudden they're back into your whole life. It's that kind of energy. It could also be, of course, a pattern, a habit. Not to go easy on this little habit. Oh, I have a habit of procrastinating. Oh, I'll just, it feels so good. Let me just procrastinate on this. Only an hour. I procrastinate only an hour. 3 hours later, you didn't do what you're supposed to do. It's like that. There are things, habits, patterns, connections, ways of going about things, ways of approaching things, ways of thinking about things that have to go. It's their time to die. And with that, we have boundaries. Don't let them come back. First of all, let it die. And letting it die, sorry, I got so excited. Woo, that was a good energy. But letting it die is also a matter of pulling back energy. Don't give it energy. Don't give it focus. Don't give it attention. Don't give it space. Don't click on that channel. Don't pick up the phone. Don't engage. Don't give it energy. Don't give it space. Don't give it your presence. And with that, boundaries is talking about doubling down. You're going to be tested. When we try to excise certain things from our lives, cut out certain things, deselect certain things, they tend to push back. And this is patterns like if you try to stop doing something, your appetite for it kind of increases. And that's basically you trying to decide, do I really want to stop? In the same way, people tend to push back when we try to move away. And this is also something about boundaries, which I really didn't know, but I was watching this therapist on YouTube called Katie Morton, and she was speaking to this, and she said that, if we tell someone, I don't like it when you do this, that's actually just communication. The boundary is when they do it again, then we have to set a boundary, and then we have to stick to that boundary, right? And this is the message here coming together. I love how beautiful, from two different decks. Yes, you have to let it die. Yes, you have to let it go. Absolutely. And part of your growth and evolution is going to be that, because these things, they're not going to help you get in there from a healthy perspective and in a healthy way. They're going to have you get in there, and you're going to see conflict. You're going to start power struggles. You're going to get all up in a mess that you don't need to be in. And again, this is Seven of Wands. It's going to take you back to the Five of Wands. It's that kind of energy. It doesn't belong with you on the other side into the greater abundance that you're moving into. So it's time to let it die. It's time to let it go here and now, and keep it gone. getting a lot of energy of also pressure, people around you, how society does things, what's normal. And there's a message here, having the willingness to go above and beyond that, that the next level that you're heading towards, you need to have the ability to hold to what you know to be true for you, all for the purposes of keeping yourself in a good state. And again, with this message of how this card came in, which I've never read in this way, but I do love it, it's to just stay yourself, to stay yourself. So love, that was the reading. I hope that it served you. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to share how it resonated with you, I would love to hear it. I don't usually get so political, but it was very interesting. So if you would love to share, I would love to hear it. And then if you need more in-depth reading, I do offer intuitive readings on soul connection, self-love, love and relationships, and life purpose. And I also have developed a ton of healing processes that you can enact, where it's all written out and you can speak the words to enact some really powerful healing on yourself and in your life, from the small energy clearings to huge energy journeys, healing journeys, whole processes that last for like 16 months. So it is all there for you to avail yourself of. If it speaks to you, it is in the description box. And love, I will be seeing you around. May you be blessed always and in all ways. Lots of love. Bye.